Taurus, how I love you guys. Hi, welcome to your August 2017 reading. I'm so happy to sit down and talk with you guys. You're so great, and you've been through a lot, and a lot has been going on. And before I even get to the note I have for you, I just hi to my friend Tiffany out there. I know she's watching, and I'm wearing some of her beautiful stuff from Pink LUNE, her beautiful jewelry. These amethyst moon pendants are amazing, and I have seen firsthand the story and the process of the selection of these and what happens with it's just amazing. Check her out. I'm going to put her shop below, and she's giving you 15% off. Check her out. She's awesome, and I love you. Hi. So I'm super excited to be talking to you guys because some of my favorite people in the world are Tauruses, and it's always a warm space. And I'm excited to talk to you about August too, because I think this August is going to be really beautiful for you guys. I was thinking about your sign and feeling it out for August before I started the reading. And today, before I started filming today, and the note I had is heart is glowing. That your heart chakra is going to be feeling like it is free and like you can breathe again. For those of you who have been feeling tension here, and who have been feeling that it has felt really tight, and you've been kind of going through some stuff and maybe just feeling kind of anxious, this month is going to be a month of heart healing for you. It's, there's so much action going on in Leo, and we have this new moon eclipse action happening in Leo this month. And there's a lot of fire energy, and there's a lot of Leo energy, like I was saying, but what's going on there too is that this is your fourth house. Leo is your fourth house, home and family, foundation. It's a really heart-centered, wonderful energy. And the fact that your fourth house of family and foundation is in the heart sign of Leo, the heart and loyalty sign of Leo, is so beautiful. What a great placement, you guys. And that's why I think I was getting that feeling of like you're coming out of you're kind of coming out of the cellar. You're kind of coming out of a dark time, a time of tension and exhaustion and fatigue and tearfulness and heaviness. There's been a heaviness, a self-doubt even, or not even self-doubt so much as just working through some of the heavier subconscious and some liminal sides of yourselves. A lot of stuff has been coming up for you guys this year. This 2017 has been a big work year on the soul level for Tauruses, I think. And so I feel like in August you're going to be feeling kind of like you are able to come out from under that pressing feeling on your heart chakra, and you're going to start to feel the warmth, like you have a hearth that you can come around and be around, like your own hearth plus the people that are surrounding you. There's a warmth to this month for you that I think you're going to be feeling really strongly, and I love that because you need it. I think it's your turn to have some warmth and to have that feeling like you can just enjoy the good life. You can just enjoy the playfulness and the softness of life. And it's been a while for you guys since you've had that. And this is probably going to be a really just a warm month, like romantic and soft and sweet and just healing. I don't know that it'll be like super high power action intensity for you necessarily. Some of you might feel that way. Some of you might really be moving on things, but I think a lot of you are just going to be enjoying the fact that you can breathe again, are just going to be enjoying the fact that you don't have to be sitting with these deep wounds, and you don't have to be sitting with what you felt for so long and all the heaviness that has come with what you've done. I mean, there's just a release of all of that. And it's an interesting process for you guys. I think, the fourth house is home and family. It's subconscious. It's intuition. We have the Justice and the High Priestess came out right off the bat, you guys. And that's pretty powerful right there, because on the one hand, Justice is cutting to the truth. getting answers, finding balance, knowing who you are, knowing where you're going. And on the other hand, you have the High Priestess, who is all about kind of the more amorphous, collective unconscious conscience, the watery intuitive side. So there's something really going on there. And this is crazy, you guys. I'm not going to turn the camera because it's going to mess up my frame, but I just looked out the window and there's this giant deer right outside my window eating on a tree. I feel like that's such a wonderful little omen for you guys. So there's your, it's just like a wonderful, warm, sweet animal, soft, eating grass outside. Okay. Anyway, back to you. There's an intuitiveness here. So for me, this is, knowing your truth, knowing it, owning it, feeling solid in the truth of who you are, in the truth of what you bring, in the truth of your spiritual soul coming to the surface. It's like you're just going to be very clear in your head and in your heart. And this is what I'm talking about with that release of your heart chakra. The release of the tension there is going to be really clear for you. There is an intuitive balance going on here. These are such very different energies. Justice and the High Priestess. They come about truth in such two different very ways. One is about literal communication and balance, and one is about going into your mind and going into this watery dream place and figuring it out. And so there's two sides of this kind of release for you. And once again, I wrote that of coming out of the dungeon, coming out of feeling as though you are trapped in an old cycle. Like that's coming up for you. And it's really, there's an interesting play between elements here for you. On the one hand, there's this watery warmth. And on the other hand, there's this fiery knowing. So we have King of Cups and Queen of Wands. Very different energies once again. King of Cups is about holding your own, holding balance on choppy waters, and knowing that everything's going to be fine. Being able to be emotive without feeling like it's turning you over. Being able to be heart-centered without feeling that it's taking over your life. And Queen of Wands is about esoteric knowledge, and about holding your power, and about being sassy, and about being forthright, and about being talkative, and about being sexy. Two very different energies, and yet they kind of work in this balance, right, between the playfulness of life and the emotive knowing of life, the communication of life and the sitting still in the quiet. So I'm kind of feeling the sense of you're rebalancing everything after feeling possibly a little bit off kilter and a little bit like, what is next? What is really going to be coming for me? Does it all make sense? Am I doing it right? All that self-doubt that you were having for a while, there's this rebalancing going on here that's really beautiful. And it is taking disparate elements and making it work. It is taking things that you normally wouldn't put together as logical companions, but yet somehow within you, this is really working. I think you're also going to be finding that you're surrounded by personalities like this. Supportive personalities, like having Queen of Wands, to me this makes me think of Leo. Hi, Leo here. People who are also heart-centered, people who also feel things the way that you feel them around you, people who are emotionally in tune and pay attention to your needs. There's a supportive aspect to the people around you this month that is really, really awesome. I love this. I love this so much. And it's interesting. There's an interesting balancing thing going on here. You are balancing out everything. And it's just a really nice, gentle process. It's a really nice, gentle process. A lot of you are going to be finding that you have to take some time to rebalance where you're putting your energy. I think some of you are going to be realizing, and this is a big theme for the month of August in general, because it's Leo's month and we have the North Node in Leo and we have this eclipse in Leo and we have a lot of energy in Leo. Leo is about the individual and how we serve ourselves, right? And a lot of people are going to be realizing, and I think you are one of the big ones, that you want to serve everybody. You want to make sure everything is good and that you are doing your best work at holding everything up. But really, you are going to be realizing you need to serve yourself. And that means you have to find balance. And that means you can't serve everybody else all the time and still be serving yourself. You can't do it. You can't do it. Queen of Wands is asking you not to do that. She is asking you to serve yourself. And I think, Temperance is a card of rebalancing. It's a card of mental expansion. It's a card of really looking at the big picture and figuring out what works and what doesn't. This is an alchemy card. It's very magical. And you are going to have to decide the things that you really want to be doing, the things you really are serving you. Some of you have been running yourselves down, either mentally or physically, with things that have not been serving you. Some of you addressed this in June and July. Some of you have been putting it off. You've been putting off your emotional needs and your spiritual needs and your physical needs in the name of staying slow and steady and pushing through and going forward. Not anymore. It's just not going to happen. This month is not going to let you. This is the type of month that is going to make you look at all of this and really take stock of what is serving you, what is not. The scales must be rebalanced. It's going to be very recharging though. I mean, there's a Mercury retrograde going on as well, which will slow down, all the logistical things, slow down technology and all that, and it forces you to kind of reincorporate. So it's going to be a good time to do that. Pay attention, because then what happens? What happens when you do that? The second half of this month is going to be feeling like you are coming into this really warm place in your life where things are going to start to make a lot more sense. Like a lot more sense. Like the pieces of your life, if they've been feeling disparate and all over the place and kind of all over the map, and you've been like, is this even the same puzzle? If I just like trying to put a puzzle together with like bits and pieces from 3 different puzzles and it's never going to work, if you've been feeling that way, there's going to start to feel like there's a cohesive vision again where things are starting to get into lockstep for you. And that's really good. And once again, it's this Leo energy is just doing this, is driving the entirety, everybody, into much more of a cohesive vision. And I'm really seeing it for you. Ace of Cups is amazing, you guys. So for those of you looking for love or in a partnership where you kind of need a renewal or you need a refreshment, that's beautiful, because this is emotional new beginnings, happy new beginnings, beautiful new beginnings coming up for you, really strong. Really beautifully watery, heart-centered energy. Once again, that heart chakra is going to be free. You're going to be feeling you can breathe, and that allows for love to be really strong here and for things to make sense. If you're in partnerships and you're like, is everything okay? Is everything flowing? This is like, yes, it is flowing. Yes, there is that flow. There is that balance. There is that freshness. This is making sense. This is beautiful. And, I was saying about getting into that, things, the puzzle pieces falling into place and feeling that there's a track and there's a path that you're going on and it's making sense. And it's like a simpler vision than you thought it had to be. You thought it had to be like way more complicated. The Chariot came up. Oh, that's so good. Because the Chariot's on a track. The Chariot knows where it's going. The Chariot knows. The Chariot is that energy of vision and moving on it. The Chariot is just going forward. This is fantastic energy if you've been feeling in a fog, if you have been feeling uncertain about something. There's something about your clarity of vision this month that is really strong. I think a lot of you are going to be finding you're getting those downloads that just tell you what to do next and give you the next step and it makes sense, and the next step and it makes sense, and the next step and it makes sense. And a lot of this does have to do with emotional fulfillment. A lot of this has to do with your home environment and who you surround yourself with and the people you surround yourself with. And it's helping to just ease all the heartache and the heaviness you might have been feeling before now. Now, this is also a month it's a revolutionary month in a lot of ways. Interestingly enough, I've been noticing a theme with a lot of the readings this month that there is this desire, because we are in this Leo individual take care of self mode. It's revolutionary because it asks us to break out of molds that are no longer serving us. And I have this Hierophant here. And honestly, for me, this card, when it's been coming out a lot recently, and I think it's because people are tired of living life by the rules and strictures of society. The Hierophant is great. He has a lot of spiritual knowledge. He comes in with this connection to source, right? Yet he feels the need to make it work in society as it is established. And he feels the pressure and the need to play by the rules. And honestly, this is a time to question that. and to realize that your spiritual connection to Source does not have to serve the rules as they are. And that you don't have to do things just because somebody says this is the way it's supposed to be done. It's revolutionary to be on your own team. It is revolutionary to say that you and what you want and what you spiritually need is bigger and better than any rules and structures that have been set up in order to contain you. And you might find that you do have a narrative in your mind that you have used to make yourself feel that you had to do things in a certain way. You might find that that you feel a little uncomfortable with this clarity of moving forward because you still feel like you need to be here. You still feel like you need to be answering to these guys and to this robe and to this costume and to this role, when really you want to be shedding all of that and getting in your chariot and going to new horizons. I think you're going to be finding a kind of a sparring of those two energies as this comes up. But, you're being asked, and everybody's being asked, really, with this big eclipse and with this individualist energy, you're being asked to close out old cycles. You're being asked to open up new doors. You're being asked to really look. Because this is the kind of energy this month, and for you guys as well, of really letting go of anything that is no longer serving you. It has to be closed out. And this is the beginning of a process. A lot of people, it's going to take another 6 months or a year to close out everything that's no longer serving them. But this is the card of the world is the card of closing out old cycles and starting new cycles. It's saying goodbye to things that are causing you physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. It is saying goodbye to routines and people and situations that do not serve you because they are part of this. They are part of the institution. We do not want this. We want you to be free in the world. And to have the world, you have to be willing to shed an old skin. To have the world and to have experiences that are new, to free your heart chakra, you have to be willing to make bold choices. And I think this is all going to be happening very naturally for you. It's very intuitive. Having that high priestess on your side and having justice on your side means that it's both intuitive and clear. That can be really overpowering, actually, and you guys like to kind of take stock of things before you make a big move, right? And to have something that comes to you as a cosmic download that says, this is right, and you're just going to move on it, could be really overwhelming. And it might feel like it's just too much pressure to have to make that kind of change that quickly. Here's what I'll say, though. Listen to those things, take stock of those things, breathe through it, enjoy that your heart chakra is no longer locked up in the dungeon, feeling stressed and tight. There really is so much love here. There really is so much romance here. There are really so many new horizons ahead of you. And this is kind of you're just opening that door up. You're starting to see outside of these confining strictures that have been holding you back. You're starting to see a picture of what your life could really look like if you just did what you felt like doing. And I'm giving you a permission slip to do that, Taurus, this month. I'm giving you a permission slip to let your heart breathe and move. You're feeling it. Let it out. And I'm giving you a permission slip to think big. To think about what really lights you up, to think about what really makes you happy. Here it is. It is yours. Take it. Enjoy the warmth of this month because you are going to be feeling like you are standing by a warm hearth that supports you and loves you. And you're going to be noticing that the people around you are surprisingly supportive of these bold ideas that are coming up. You're going to, you might go in thinking, if I share that I want to do this project, people are going to think I'm crazy. Or I make this change. People are going to think I'm crazy. But you share it with a couple people that you trust, and they say, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds exactly like what you should be doing. You're going to be like, oh, really? Okay. That's the kind of energy August is giving you. It's very soft and warm. It's very supportive of you. It wants you to shine and feel good. So enjoy that. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. I love you guys so much. I'm going to leave my website and my email below and my Instagram in the description box. Please check me out. I do Skype readings and phone readings and pre-recorded readings if you'd like. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope everything is going well this month. I'm also going to leave Pink Lune's awesome shop below, as well as the 15% off promo code. Check her out. Like, look at this. Seriously. You can't get better than this stuff. It's amazing. I will see you guys in September. Have a beautiful time. Live it up. Enjoy it. This is going to be a really fun ride. Bye.